Welcome to the General Data Protection Regulation GDPR online course. Module 3 consists of 3 lessons. Lesson 1 utilizes a case study on the processing of simple and sensitive personal data in health services in a public hospital. It also aims to present the fundamental principles for the processing of simple and sensitive personal data. Lesson 2 further explores the case study subject under the GDPR. And finally, Lesson 3 continues by exploring personal health data, medical privacy, and the concept of medical confidentiality. Now we continue to Lesson 1, Fundamental Principles for Processing of Simple and Sensitive Personal Data. The lesson objectives are understanding how the processing of personal data works in a public setting. This lesson will help you to acquire the knowledge to protect patient data from unauthorized access, breaches, and misuse, and reinforce the importance of ethical conduct and the duty to protect patient privacy. Personal data under GDPR. Article 4.1 of Regulation 2016/679 GDPR defines that personal data is any information relating to an identified or identifiable natural person, data subject. An identified natural person is one whose identity can be verified directly or indirectly by reference to an identifier such as a name, an identification number, location data, or to one or more factors specific to the physical, physiological, genetic, economic, cultural, or social identity of that natural person. Examples of personal data under the GDPR include basic identifiers such as an individual's name, address, email address, phone number, social security number, or government-issued identification numbers, demographic information such as age, gender, date of birth, nationality, and marital status, financial information such as bank account numbers, credit card details, income and financial transactions, online identifiers like IP addresses, cookies, device identifiers, and other online tracking information, health and genetic data, such as information about an individual's health conditions, medical history, DNA, or other genetic data, and biometric data that includes unique identifiers such as fingerprints, facial recognition data, and retina scans. And lastly, employment details such as a job title, employer name, work history, and salary details. What is the processing of personal data? The collection and processing of data relating to an individual's health and health profile which is recorded in the patient's medical record. Personal and sensitive personal data as well as their management, collection, registration, organization, structuring, storage, adaptation or alteration, recovery, information retrieval, use, disclosure by transmission, dissemination, or any other form of making available, association or combination, restriction, deletion, or distraction are especially critical issues related to health in many dimensions and at multiple levels. Case study: processing simple and sensitive personal data in health services in a public hospital. Introduction. In a public hospital, processing personal data, both simple and sensitive, is an essential part of providing healthcare services. This example demonstrates how a public hospital handles the processing of such data while ensuring compliance with applicable data protection regulations such as the General Data Protection Regulation. Simple personal data processing. Simple personal data processing involves basic information that does not reveal sensitive details. In a public hospital, this may include patient identification, collecting and storing personal information like name, contact details, date of birth, and address to identify and communicate with patients, administrative purposes, processing data related to appointments, billing, and insurance information for efficient administration of healthcare services. Medical records, maintaining records of past appointments, test results, and general medical history for reference during current and future treatments. The processing of simple personal data in a public hospital is carried out based on the principle of data minimization, lawfulness, transparency, and purpose limitation. Sensitive personal data processing. Sensitive personal data is more confidential and requires stronger protections. In the context of health services in a public hospital, sensitive personal data may include medical condition and treatment, the processing and recording information regarding a patient's specific health conditions, diagnosis, prescribed medications, and treatment plans. Genetic and biometric data. In certain cases, such as genetic testing or fingerprint identification for patient verification, the hospital may process this type of sensitive data, and mental health data, handling and storing information related to mental health conditions, counseling, and psychiatric treatments. Conclusion. In a public hospital, simple and sensitive personal data processing is conducted with utmost care and in compliance with applicable data protection regulations. By following data minimization principles, transparency, security, and lawfulness, the hospital maintains patient confidentiality, respects individual rights, and provides high-quality healthcare services. Strong data security measures and clear procedures enable the hospital to handle personal data responsibility and build trust with patients in the protection of their information. Questionnaire. Please proceed to test your acquired knowledge with the following questionnaire. Thank you for participating in Module 3, Lesson 1.